your point is that because of the creation of this ERC20 protocol, all of these other companies were able to be created and then deliver massive amounts of value to the ecosystem, sometimes eclipsing the actual market cap of the ecosystem. I'm sure it's true. I mean, if Ethereum's at a 500 billion or 600 billion right now, whatever it is, the ecosystem of the ERC20s is easily probably surpasses it now. So it just shows you how much utility. If the same thing happens for Bitcoin by creating a standard of a token inside of a token, you might say, with Bitcoin or on that layer, you could empower, who knows, all these things that we never saw coming. People talked a lot about, financing on Bitcoin, but nobody really ever dreamed of the existence of a Uniswap or an Aave or a Compound. And look what happened, because you created that standard. So now BRC20 has been created. We are seeing that this could unlock massive use cases and could be bigger than the Bitcoin ecosystem easily. Where is BRC20 now? Because Ordi is one of those important tokens. You guys helped create that. Domo's an advisor for you. That was one of his early pieces. But it's not a utility token. Right now, it's more like kind of a meme token. Now, it still works, which is great. But there haven't been many utility tokens on BRC20 from what I understand. I think there's one coming up, which I think is going to be your token as well from OrdinalsBot. But tell me, because this was the real contention at Satoshi Roundtable, is I couldn't get anybody to show me a real utility token because there are some limitations on this chain. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, no. So I think that clearly, like there are some Bitcoin native features that make utility harder, perhaps, in the sort of. But we actually think it's more that just there hasn't been like the conditions to channel that utility. So we've been developing our own token Trio, and we can go into that in a bit more depth. But what like early examples of utility that we think that any token economy really needs include being able to just pay with that token, right? So we're developing tooling that will allow people to pay with Trio when it launches. It's currently sitting in our company wallets, but effectively the allowing people to pay with that and use that as the unit of the economy of the ecosystem is the first actual utility, right? So the great thing about Bitcoin is you can go to El Salvador or a cafe in London that accepts Bitcoin and pay with Bitcoin, right? Like I think it's never really caught on that much just because of the cost of transferring Bitcoin. Like you say, stable coins and other things have actually been easier for people to do business with. But I think it's the first utility is actually just being able, I can send something to you and get a good and service from it. Then you have token gating. So and NFT gating as well, possibly has also uses. But I think token gating is just an obvious thing where you have the token in your wallet, then you can use something, right? So those two things, when Trio goes live in a month or so, we want that to be live in our system day one, and then we're an infrastructure company for ordinals and Bitcoin. So any developer or enterprise or consumer can use our API or our portal, and effectively those users, especially the API users, will be able to also create a system where they'll be able to pay with a BRC20 or token gate with a BRC20. Then just in any fungible token ecosystem, you then want the ability for any of the users to be able to make decisions for a protocol. So effectively, we're looking in how you do staking, which then allows people to act as governors in a fungible token ecosystem. And all three of those things are totally possible on BRC20, just because of how BRC20 was developed initially. It was very much like almost like a meta protocol, a concept in the head of one engineer who sort of sketched out on the back of a napkin. It was kind of like a scientific proof kind of thing. It's like, here's how a fungible token and ecosystem might work. He came to our platform, deployed Ordi, and then suddenly, like within months, it was $1 billion market cap thing.
This is Domo.
Yeah, this is Domo. And Domo's actually got another job, right? So it's kind of hilarious that like he did this like almost like a one-man band, and then is like, he's a true decentralist. So effectively it's like all open source programmers coming together and sort of debating in a GitHub where BRC20 goes next. But like he's literally a one-man band in a way, right? Like he's got like a whole ecosystem of people gravitating around him and supporting him. But it's been like he's gone the most hardcore like crypto decentralist open source way of developing something, which means that it's taken a lot of time for people to do things, and people deployed in the first year just a lot of BRC20 domains and seeing if they'll stick. And then now I think there's various different builder groups, of which OrdinalsBot is one, that is going, yes, how do we make this a functional utility ecosystem? But I think if you look back to the early days of Ethereum in 2015, 2016, this has actually been rolling out faster than Ethereum did, right? So because we've learned all the lessons. So I think the contention that you can't have utility on BRC20 or Bitcoin is just wrong.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.